together. As we initiate chaos, theory guarantees that we'll play like lightning shots, sounding like thunder. For every time in the face that it hits us, we're faster. Well, they should know by now. They see the world keeps trying to shake us. It only wakes us. The pendulum swings. The pendulum swings. It's in a beautiful darkness. Only another. It's full steam ahead. Full steam ahead. All about the Betty Express. Misdirected from the start. It's a runaway train. I come a freight train. I come a freight train. In a beautiful darkness, the Betty Express. In a beautiful darkness.
Hey, you guys, it's Mo, and we are on day 4 for us, but day 3 of the trial, actually. And we are getting ready to hear from Yoshida, Yoko, John's mother's boyfriend. It will be interesting to see because we haven't heard from the female attorney for the state. So we've kind of gotten the very strong personalities of both the male state attorney and the male defense attorney, at least the lead. So it will be interesting to see how she questions Mr. Yoshida. Again, there are a lot of questions. What is going on with my camera here today? All the things, and none of them great, is what we're doing. No, not that. What is going on here? Lovely technology hates me. I probably need to look at a new, was it battery for this remote, because I don't think I've changed it since I've gotten it. And it's probably on its way to being completely dead, is my guess. Although that's the very limit of my technical skills. So we'll be doing about 2 hours today because I do have some stuff in the real world to get done since I, like everyone else, hopefully the thing will go off here soon. Oh, now the camera is having a moment. Okay, let's see if I can figure this out. Huh. Nope. All right, let me go out and come right back in and see if that works. Okay, we should have that figured out. I have no earthly idea what is going on with it, but turning on and turning off seems to have worked, at least for right now. So the depths of my, technical skills have been plumbed, and that's about where I land, which, it's either here nor there, nor anywhere, but it is what it is. Oh, for heaven's sake, what is going on here? Doo doo doo. What in the name of all that is unholy Cheetos was going on there? All right, let's get this pulled up. Not exactly sure what's going on here, but we will continue. No, I just would like to speed past the waiting on the thing. So if you could just help me move forward, that would be awesome.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
We are back on the record receipt 377-239, State of Nevada versus Devin Michaels. Being able to report that Ms. Michaels is present with her attorneys, deputy district attorneys on behalf of the state. Do both parties stipulate to the presence of our jury?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state your next one.
Your Honor, the state's first witness for today is Yoshida Masao.
Just follow me on.
For the love of Cheetos. Okay, to give you kind of a rundown of who Yoshida is, Jonathan is the victim or decedent in this case. He lived with his mother, Yoko, and Yoko's boyfriend was Yoshida. So that's kind of where everyone, lines up, at least in the, kind of index of characters that you need to know in case you've just dropped into this case to have something to do while you're trying to figure out, Christmas shenanigans. Because if you're like me, you have put everything off to the very last minute, even though last year you promised yourself you wouldn't. That is a good question.
This way, sir. This way. You ask him to remain standing, please, and right hand the person swear. Hold on, just a
And Merry Christmas to you, Christine, as well. It really does explain a whole hell of a lot. No, I believe.
Assisted by a court interpreter. Mr. Interpreter, can we have your name for the record?
Takuya Kawamoto.
Okay, if you have a card you can leave us.
So this isn't Yoko. This is Mr. Yoshida. I don't know if we will. I don't know if Yoshida is actually his first name or last name, but they have been referring to this gentleman as Yoshida. And he is the boyfriend of Yoko, the mother of the victim. So I think probably next we'll get Yoko on the stand, but it does look like he does need the help of an interpreter. So this might be a more difficult kind of testimony just because of that language hurdle.
When you leave, you have a business card you can give to us? Okay. Can you spell that for us? Can you spell it?
Takuya. That's first name. And last name is I with A. M for people.
Okay. And sir, we're going to swear you in first. So if you could raise your right hand, the clerk will swear you in.
Sir, which language are you interpreting?
Japanese.
Japanese? You do solemnly swear that you will interpret from Japanese into English and from English into Japanese the questions and answers to be propounded by counsel to the defendant / plaintiff to the best of your ability, so help you God.
That's to the witness. Okay? All right, and sir, and now we're going to swear him in. If you could ask him to please raise his right hand.
Good morning. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this action shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
So he can translate what you're saying.
Hi.
Yes, I do.
Thank you. You may be seated. And sir, if you please state your full name and spell it for the record.
名前を全部でスペルで名前。
Masao, first name, Yoshida, last name. First name, Masao, last name, Yoshida.
And can you just get it? Okay. All right. And Mr. Tiller, if you could just make sure you guys can scoot up so he speaks right into that red light. Okay. Okay. State whenever you're ready. Thank you.
Good morning.
I will say it's not for lack of trying. The court is actually trying to have better than average audio, but between Devier and I'm going to guess that Mr. Yoshida is very soft-spoken as well, given how he sounded, when he was giving his name. It's not for lack of trying. I don't know if those different microphones aren't as sensitive, but definitely for court and with very soft speakers, they aren't using the right microphone.
Thanks, sir. Yes, if you can just speak right into that light right there, that microphone, that's the one that we'll be able to hear you with, okay?
ここに向かって話してください。ここに向かって話すと皆さん聞こえますよ。
わかりました。
How old are you, sir?
何歳ですか。
はい。
何歳ですか。
あー、78歳です。
78.
78 years old. Okay. And where do you reside? Do you reside at 2698 Paladura Drive?
現在住まれているところは2867のパラドラドライブですか。
はい、その通りです。
Yes.
Okay. Who do you live there with?
どなたと一緒に住まれてますか。
ヨコさんと一緒に住んでます。
I live with Yoko.
And who is Yoko to you?
ヨコさんはあなたにとってどういう関係ですか。
ボーイフレンド、ガールフレンドだと思います。
Boyfriend and girlfriend relationship.
So Yoko is your girlfriend.
Yes.
その
はい。
Yes.
How long have you known Yoko?
ヨコさんはどのくらい知られてますか。
Since she lost John.
20年、26年ですね。
About 26 and 27 years.
How long have you been in a relationship with Yoko?
ヨコさんとそういう関係がどのくらいですか。
10年ぐらいじゃないですか。10年ちょっと前。10年ぐらい。
About 10 years.
And when you've been in a relationship with Yoko, have you always lived with her at the 2698 Paladura address?
ヨコさんとそういう関係になって今の住所に一緒に住まれてますか。
はい、そうです。
Yes, that's correct.
Turning your attention then to August 6th of 2023.
8月6日の2023年のことについてこれから話します。
Who were you living with at that address?
その時その住所にどなたと一緒に住んでましたか。その時その住所にどなたと一緒に住んでましたか。
ヨコさんと住んでました。
With Yoko.
Was anyone else living at the house at that time?
その時にヨコさん以外にどなたかと住んでましたか。
ジョン。
With John.
And who was John?
ジョンさんって誰ですか。ジョンさんって誰ですか。
ヨコさんの息子ですね。
He's the son of Yoko.
Now, did John stay in a downstairs living room that became a bedroom?
ジョンさんは1階のリビングルームを自分のベッドルームにして使っていました。
そうですね。1階のリビングルームに住んでましたね、彼は。
That is correct.
And did you and Yoko share a bedroom then upstairs of the home?
そしてあなたと陽子さんは2階の。
2階の。
That's correct.
Okay. So on August 6th of 2023, were you aware of a person named Nikki?
この8月3日2023年に、グッキーという人を知ってましたか？
ああ、知らないです。意味も一緒だ。
8月3日、そのミッキーという人をその時に知ってましたか？2023年の
知ってました。
Yes.
And who was Nikki?
Okay, so the interpreter keeps looking down at the desk, and I am wondering, and he is making checks after they go through a question. So I'm wondering if both sides were okay with them having kind of agreed on questions to make it easier for the interpreter. I'm guessing the interpreter is better than me at doing numbers because I couldn't be an interpreter because the prosecutor would say, like, did you reside at 635 Lane? And I'd be like, did you reside at some number lane? So maybe this is in an effort to facilitate, an easier kind of testimony for this gentleman, and make it as easy as possible because he is recounting, his girlfriend losing her son and having it happen in the house that they lived in.
ミッキーという方はどういう関係方なんですか？
全く何もないです。
I don't know.
陽子さんの息子のガールフレンドだと思ってました。
The only thing I know is that
じゃあワイフかな。わからないです。
I don't know quite well, but I assume that she's the girlfriend of the Yoko's son.
Of John.
John, or wife.
Okay. They had children together, correct?
子供さんがおられましたよね。
はい。
Yes.
Two girls?
2人の子供さん。Two girls, yes.
And then John had an older son not with Nikki, correct?
ジョンさんは、年の上の子供がおられましたか？その2人以外に。
もう一人最初の、奥さんといましたね。デビエラという子で。
Viviera, probably that the son or children of her former marriage.
Okay, so John's former marriage, he had a son.
ジョンさんの最初の結婚の時の子供さんがおられたんですか？
どっかカリフォルニアの方から来て、住みたい、ジョンが。
Not the closed captions saying foreign like I would. Again, these are moments that I would write.
の時の子供さんがおられたんですか？
どっかカリフォルニアの方から来て、住みたい、ジョンが住みたいと言ったんで、ヨコさんに聞いて、OK、いいですよと、私はそれで答えました。その前にね。それだけです。
ジョンさん、カリフォルニアから来て。
ヨコさんからそれ聞きました。
Can I ask him again? Question. It's not the...
So did John have a son?
Look, this poor interpreter and this poor older gentleman is like, ma'am, I don't know how to say that it was a whole ball of Jerry Springer in Japanese, but I didn't understand what the hell was going on in John's life. I'm just here for a peaceful life with Yoko. I kept my head down. I didn't pay attention to the drama. I know that, there's some sort of relation there. I mean, that's a lot to try to interpret to two gentlemen who seem to not have been paying attention very much.
Not with Nikki, with somebody else.
ジョンさんがニッキーさんとの間の子供じゃなくて、他の方との子供だったんですか？
最初の、 奥さんがいたみたいですね。別れた、離婚したみたいですけど、それは陽子さんから聞きました。
He heard from Yoko that John has a previous marriage, and then that's what he's heard from Yoko.
John had an older son named Devier, correct?
デビエラという方がおられたんですか？
そうですね。
That's correct.
Okay. So then turning your attention to August 6th, 2023, did you see Nikki at that house at 2698 Paladura?
8月6日、2023年にそのニッキーさんとそのこれお家にいて会ったんですね。
全く見てないです。8月その当日ね。
I didn't see her on the date of the August 6th.
Did you see her vehicle?
車は見ましたか、その日に。
犬を散歩連れてったんで、帰ってきたら、車があるなと見ました。
I saw his car. I saw her car.
Her car?
彼女の車ですね。
そうですね。
Yes.
Nikki's car.
はい。
ニッキーの車ですね。
はいそうです。
ニッキーの車ですね。
はいそうで
Yes.
す。
And then on that evening, eventually you go to sleep, correct?
夜ベッドに疲れて休まれたんだと思いますけども。
もう散歩から帰ってきて、2階に行って、テレビ見て、もう10時には寝ました。
After I took a walk with the two dogs and came back home, and I went to bed at around 10 o'clock.
Whose dogs were they?
その犬はどなたのものですか？
いや、ジョンのです。
Belongs to John.
So then you went to sleep on the night of August 6th, 2023. On the morning of August 7th, 2023, did Yoko come and talk to you about something?
で翌日の8月7日に、陽子さんがその岡田さんにその話を持ってこられたんですか？話が。
私はまだ寝てたんですけど、陽子さんが私を起こしに来て、下に来てくれという。
Yes, she came. He was sleeping, but she came and then woke him up and asked him to go downstairs.
And did you and Yoko ultimately call 911?
その時下に降りて、最後に911、911を電話されたんですか？
そうですね。これはもう死んでるって思って、で911しましたね。
I called 911 because I assumed that he's dead.
And when you say he, do you mean John?
ジョンさんが死んでると思ったんですね。
はい。
That's correct.
And did the police eventually come to the house?
で、警察がうちに来たんですね。それ電話して警察が来たんですか？
それでいろんな人がたくさん、警察の人がたくさん来ましたね。
Quite a few policemen came.
What time did you see Nikki's car?
何時に
The day before.
その8月6日にニキさん
いや降りてきて、これは大変だと。8時20分か30分、まあちょっとその辺ですよね。
On August 6th of 2023, the day before, when did you see Nikki's car?
8月6日だからに、いつ頃そのニッキーさんの車を見ましたか？
朝は見なかったですね。だから
8月6日
彼女は10時ぐらい来たんじゃないですか。6日っていうのは事件の日ですか、夜ですか。
You're asking August 6th, right?
Yes, what time?
だから事件の日です。
事件の夜ですか。
何時に車を彼女。
You know, it has been bothering me until this gentleman was, I kind of saw Mr. Yoshida and Yoko. We saw kind of a glimpse of Yoko in some of the body-worn footage. It had kind of bothered me from the start of this case. How could, a power tool have been used and no one woke up? But if you have any sort of hearing loss, if you're a deep sleeper, if you take medication that puts you to sleep, it's very likely, now kind of with more facts, I can see how, kind of the improbable, kind of action of being able to decapitate someone without anyone else in the house knowing kind of makes more sense if it's a, relatively older couple. Maybe there are medications that they take to help go to sleep. Maybe there's loss of hearing. It makes more sense, as improbable as it sounds, because that had bothered me for the entirety of this case until now. But it does make more sense now with kind of more information coming to us through this trial.
を見たんですか
8時ぐらいじゃないですか、夜の。
8 p.m. around 8 p.m.
Did you see Devier that night?
デビエラさんをその、時見たんですか
デビラは見てないです。
I didn't see her.
Did you see Devier the next morning when you woke up?
そして翌日朝目が覚めてこの彼女を見たんですね。デビエラを。
デビラは見てないです。
No, I didn't see her.
ヒムですね、デビエラは。
デビエラ、him. I didn't see him.
Days later, after the police came, did you notice that there was a knife missing from your kitchen?
ポリスが来た後に、そのキッチンからあなたのナイフがなくなったのに気がつきましたか
誰が？
あなたが。
ジョンは？
Okay. Let me clarify the question. You ask him whether he noticed that his knife was...
Yes.
Okay, あなたのナイフです。
And I'd really appreciate that the interpreter is taking time to really clarify the question, because language is so nuanced, and the questions that, tend to be asked in court are so nuanced that, there might be certain words. Look, I'm not a Japanese expertologist. And look, all of my concentrated anime watching has not translated into, well, Japanese manga knowledge, actually, of, anything. But I do like that he's taking time to clarify, because, these are really important questions.
Wife.
いや、あなたのナイフ。
ライフ。
ナイフ。ナイフ、ブッチャーナイフがなくなったの
To
が。
cut food.
そう、ナイフ。
ジョンたちはあんまりさ。
Oh, thank you for the info. I am the princess. Yoshida is using a very formal Japanese, and the male, female words are non-gendered. Oh. That makes sense. I mean, I know there are very different, there can be different nuances, so I'm glad that he is taking the time. Like I said, I'm ignorant on this, but it's really interesting to see how it works in real life.
わけないんで、私がいつも大体犬の餌を作ってあげてたんです。その時に使うのがチャイニーズのブッチャーナイフっていうので細かくしてチキンをあげてたんで、それが前の夜使ってたのは、朝そこに売ったら乾かしてるところにない。
I was using a butcher knife to prepare the food for the dogs and do it every day. But the next day, so he used that knife the night. But next day, he realized that the knife was gone.
Okay. Did you ever find that knife?
その後ナイフは見つかりましたか
No.
Pass the witness, Your Honor. Cross.
Good morning, sir. In the years that you had lived with Yoko, was there a period of time that Devier lived in the house?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
In the years that he lived with Yoko, was there a period of time that Devier lived in the house?
ヨコさんと住み始めて、でそのディビエラは頻繁にうちに来ましたか？
いやいなかったですよ。そして何年前からで覚えてないんですけど、ジョンがこっちに来てラスベガスに来たいと、それでオッケーって言っただけです。それ以外はもう何も知らないですね。
ディビエラ didn't come, and only John asked Yoko, he want to come back to Vegas. That's the only thing he knows.
Okay, but you do recall during some time that Devier lived in the house with you and your girlfriend.
その時、彼と、からその彼女がね、一緒に住んでたということは知ってましたか、ディビエとが一緒になんか住んでたと。
ああ、知らないですね。
I don't know.
You don't remember? Or you...
その思い出せないのか知らないのかどっちですか。
知らないです。
I don't know.
Okay. On the weekend, and if I told you that August 6th was a Sunday, the weekend before all these things happened was Jonathan moving out.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Okay. August 6th, August 7th was Jonathan moving out.
この8月6日、この週末にジョンがムーブアウトしたんですか。Is your question move out?
Yes, I'll just make it real simple. Was Jonathan moving out of the house?
そのジョナサンさんはもう家から出てったんですか。
引っ越すというんで、そう引っ越すという話だけは聞いてました。だから私はもう2階に行っちゃってたんで、もう何も分かんない。
I've heard only he was moving out. That's the only thing I know.
Okay. During the time that you were living with Jonathan, did you have an issue that the money that you gave Jonathan, he was just buying alcohol?
ジョンと一緒に住んでる時に、なんかいろいろ問題とか起きたり、あるいは彼がお金がいる時に貸したりしましたか。
ああ、私にはないです。
I never did that.
You never gave Jonathan money?
ジョンにお金を貸したりしたってことはないですね。
ないです。
Never.
And you were never part of a discussion that he was just spending that money on alcohol? And maybe I'm just, were you ever part of a discussion where Jonathan was taking money and spending it on alcohol?
そうなんかこう話の中で彼が、お金を、使ってアルコールを買ってるとかそんな話聞いたことありますか。
全くそういうのは私は知らないですね。
I didn't know anything.
Okay. Was there discussions in the days before that weekend Jonathan was moving out?
この週末の前にジョナサンはもう出てったんですか。
いや、出てってないですね。
No.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
I will say that's a very good, that is him being very self-aware, the defense attorney, and he rarely shows that self-awareness when he's trying to cross-examine the state's witness, but he's not going to get Yoshida to back down from this. He didn't get involved. He might have, it might be a cultural thing where, again, I am ignorant to it, but, family issues stay in the family. It's considered ill manners to maybe speak about family troubles. Not sure. So maybe not, but yeah, the defense attorney kind of rightly understood that he was not going to get him to change his mind. I wonder if there'll be any jury questions.
No, Your Honor. The ladies and gentlemen of the jury have any questions for this witness? Okay, seeing no response, sir, you are excused. Thank you very much.
終わりました。
You want to stay here for...
And I'm guessing the next witness will be Yoko, just so that they could have the interpreter here and kind of for the expedience of the court and to have interpreters ready.
Statement calling the next witness?
Yoko Willett.
Now, do brace yourselves. This is going to be a mother that is, was one of the first people to witness her son's body headless, so this is probably going to be some difficult testimony to get through, even with the interpreter and all of that. So We will have a puppy kitten break if it does get emotional, but I did want to warn you guys that we might be in for a bit more emotional testimony because as a mom, I couldn't imagine walking into that scene. So I can imagine that terror is and horror and pain is going to be universal.
Yes, please.
I'm gonna ask you to remain standing. Can you let her know that she's gonna swear
立
in?
って先生しますんで、それ
And just for the record, we are going to swear in Mr. Interpreter again because she is being assisted by the court interpreter. Can you swear in the interpreter?
じゃあ私がやります。
You do solemnly swear that you will interpret from Japanese into English and from English into Japanese the questions and answers to be propounded by counsel to the victim to the best of your ability, so help you God.
Yes, I do.
She's the witness.
これはヨコさん。
I got this.
To the witness.
To the witness, excuse me.
She's so sweet.
And then now, ma'am, we'll swear you in. If you can
Yes.
raise your right hand.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm
Right.
the testimony you're about to give in this action shall be the truth,
真実だけいうことを誓いますか。
はい。
the whole truth, and nothing but
す
the
べて
truth,
すべて真実だ。
so help you God.
はい。大丈夫
やりますか。Yes.
Thank you, you may be seated. And if you would please state your full name and then spell it for the record.
名前を全部言っていただいて、そしてスペルを申し上げてください。
はい。
Mr.
よ。
Interpreter, do you need to move those chairs? So we actually need you sitting the closest to the microphone because we need to hear you.
あ、
So if you want to have a seat, I know you have to stay in the room. So we need a chair so you can have a seat.
名前、
これに向かってくださ
私が言うの。はい。
い。名前
State my name and spell it for us.
名前を全部言ってください。はい。
ようこ、ウィレット。
Can you spell it for us?
YOKO WILLETTE
Thank you.
Yoko, you and I have met many times before, correct?
今まで何度か会いましたね。
はい
That's correct.
And you have always spoken in English to me when we've spoken, correct?
話すとき常に英語で話していただきましたね。
はい。
Yes.
You asked to have the interpreter present today, so everything was very clear for you. Is that right?
今回は通訳がついてますんで、すべてのことについて明快になりますね。
はい。
That's correct.
So because we have an interpreter, you may understand my question, but you have to wait until he interprets and answer in Japanese, okay?
彼から聞かれた質問は分かると思いますけども、日本語で答えて、私がそれに対して英語で話しますんで、そういう順序で進めていきたいと思います。
はい。
Did you live at 2698 Paladura for a very long time?
2366のパラレルに長い間住まれてますか？
はい。
That's correct.
How long did you have that house?
どのくらいですか
29年。
？29 years.
Did you live there with your sons?
子供さんと一緒にそこに住まれてますか？
はい。
That's correct.
How many sons do you have?
何人子供さんがありますか？2.
And what are their names?
名前は何ですか？
ジョナサン・ウィレット。ジョナサンとケネス・ウィレット。
Jonathan Willett and Kenneth Willett.
Okay. Are Jonathan and Kenneth's father the same person?
父親は同じ父親ですか？ Yes.
Is that person here today?
今日その父親来られてますか？
わかんない。朝は聞いてますけど。
Yes.
Is he sitting in the front row up here?
Yes.
That's correct. That's correct.
When did you and Dad split up?
何年前にお別れになりましたか
？2012年。2012年。
2012.
Okay. And did you stay living in the Paladura home?
その後もずっとこのところに住まれたんですか？ That's correct.
Did your son stay with you for some period of time?
子供さんが何年間か一緒に住まれてましたか？ That's correct.
And did Kenneth move out sometime after high school?
ケネスは高校出て、That's correct.
Did Jonathan move in and out of your home for a period of time?
ジョナさんはそのうちに来たり出てったりそういう方です。That's correct.
And how old was Jonathan when he died?
亡くなった時の年は何歳ですか？
46歳。
46 years old.
How many children did Jonathan have?
ジョナサン何年子供ですか？ Three children.
Yoko, don't forget to wait until he interprets.
そう。
What were his children's names?
その子供さんの名前は何ですか？
はい。で、一番最初デビエラ。
First is Diviela.
で、2番目がタマヤ。
Second is Tamaya. 3番目が
ジャネヤ。
Third is Janea.
Who is Devier's mom?
デビエラのお母さんは誰ですか？
アメンティア。
Amentia.
When did John and Amenthea split or separate?
アメンティアさんとデビエラさんがスプリットしたのはいつ
Only
ですか？
if you know. Only if you know.
もし知ってればいつ何年にスプリットしたか？
もう20年ぐらい前だからよく覚えてない。
About 20 years ago.
Okay. Did there come a point in time when Devier lived with John in your home?
デビエラもそのあなたの家で何回か一緒に住んだことがあるんですか？
ちっちゃい頃ね。
When he was small.
Okay. Did he move back in when he was a little bit older in between California trips?
カリフォルニアとの間で、ちょっと年取ったら行ったり来たりしてたんですか？ That's correct.
And did he work with John for that period of time?
その間、ジョンに、限られた期間働いてたんですか？ That's correct.
Who is the mother of Tamea and Janea?
ジャメイとタネアのお母様誰ですか？
ニッキー。
ニッキー。
Did Nikki ever live with you at the Paladura home?
ニッキーはパラデラの方に住んだことありますか？ No.
Do you know when John and Nikki split?
ジョンとそれからニッキーがスプリット別れたのはいつですか？
いつか覚えてないけど、はい。
別れた。
別れたことは知ってます。
Yes, they separated.
Do you know when?
When?
If you don't, that's okay.
あんまりよく覚えてない。
I don't remember well.
でも子供が2、3歳の頃、タマヤが2、3歳の頃。
They separated when the Tamaya was 2 years old.
Okay.
About 2 years old.
After they separated, did John move back in with you at Paladura?
その後、ジョンがそのパラデラに戻ってきたと。That's correct.
Did there come a point in time when you learned that Nikki lost custody of the girls?
その後、ニッキーがその子供の親権を失ったということを知ったんです。That's correct.
And at that time, did John get full custody of the girls?
その時にジョンが全親権を得たと。
Now, I know that we're not going to be privy to family court files, but it is extremely rare. I mean, not like, beyond reality rare, but it is very rare that mothers don't get full custody. And with John having, arguably, allegedly significant problems with alcohol, if Devin was the worse of those two options, what the heck was this woman doing? Like I said, it is very rare that family courts take children, out of the custody of a mother. Of course, probably, banging their half brother, and trying to make their half brother their stepdad could possibly be the reason that the family court was like, yeah, no.
そうですね。Yes.
As a result, did the girls move into the Paladura home?
その結果、その女の子たちがそのパラデラホームに戻ってきたということですね。That's correct.
Do you know about what years they lived in your home or how long the girls lived in your home?
その子供たちが戻ってきた年と、その後どのくらい一緒に住んだかという時間が分かりますか
？2022年の11月か12月頃から2023年の5月まで。
They lived together from November 2022 to May 2023.
Okay. While the girls were living with you and John, do you know where Nikki was living?
その女の子たちがあなたと一緒に住んでる間、ニッキーはどこに住んでましたか？
ニッキーの家、自分の家、
彼
女の。
Her own house.
Do you know the street or the address or anything?
住所は知ってますか？
今は知ってますけど、その時は知らなかった。
I know now, but at that time I didn't know.
Okay. Do you know who Nikki was living with?
その時ニッキーが誰と住んでたか？
知りませんでした。
I don't know.
Okay. When the girls lived with you, did they have their own rooms?
その子供が住んでる時は彼女たち
Thank you, Unbalanced, for the super chat, for the £2, a contribution for the camel toe leotard. Well, that or, that is a costume I hadn't thought about, but I will be thinking about it now. Making Walmart trips for Mr. Mo worse than they normally are with me. Because I have a tendency to wander. He needs a LoJax for me because I'll just oh, sparkly thing. And then I just wander. Half of our Walmart trip is him calling me, where'd you go? He's going to put me, those toddler, slinky armbands that they have for wandering toddlers. That's what he's going to get for me. Because I tend to just wander. I'm just Then half the time he's like, where's my wife? And I'm just wandering. Having a grand old time by myself, just by my own self.
Supposed to be a together outing?
Sort of.
自分たちの部屋がありましたか？
ありました。
Yes.
Where did they sleep?
どこで休んでました？
うちの2階に部屋がありました。
Upstairs.
And where did John sleep?
下。
で、ジョンは
下の。
downstairs.
Did you observe John with the girls on many occasions?
I'm sorry.
どういうオブザー？
Did you observe John interact with his girls on many
その
occasions?
時にジョンが子供たちといろいろ話し合ったりそういうの
ありました。
Yes.
Did they have a loving relationship?
その親と子供愛情を持った関係でしたか？
はい。
Yes.
Did John cook for them?
ジョンが彼らに料理を作って、Yes.
Kept them clean and safe?
そして彼の部屋をきれいにしたり。
そうですね。
That's correct.
And at some point in time in the summer of 2023, or May, did the girls go stay with Nikki?
2023年の夏にこの子供たちがニッキーと一緒に
はい。
過ごしたんです。
学校終わってからちょっと行ってました。
After the school.
After school in 2023.
That's, yes.
So for the summer?
夏ですね。夏の休みです。
旅行行ってました。
Okay. So when the girls, after the girls left, did at some point you learn that John was going to move out of your home?
その彼女たちがいなくなって、そしてその後ジョンが自分の家から出て行ったことを知りましたか？ Yes.
Did that discussion go on for an extended period of time?
その議論は引き続き続いてますか？ Yes.
Do you know where he intended to move?
どこに移りたいっていう希望してたんですか？
知ってます。ニッキーの家。
Move to Nikki's house.
Yes, Alice G. I have been eating some of the Canadian candy. Although my youngest, most feral, is both intrigued, I guess, scared-treagued would be the word. He is both terrified of Canadians and now thinks you are completely badass because you eat chicken bones. I try to explain it was a candy, and he's like, no, that's horrifying and awesome. So my son is thinking about becoming Canadian. So he has been super impressed with the candy.
Where the girls were?
そこに子供たちがいたからですか？ Yes.
I should have asked this, I apologize. While the girls were still living with you, did Nikki have supervised visitation every week?
子供さんが一緒に住んでる時にニッキーが来た時はそのスーパーバイズ、監視されて来たということを知ってましたか？
まあジョンが見てましたよね。はい。
When she came, John was with her.
Understood. So did Nikki come to your house many times while the girls lived with you?
子供さんが住んでる時にニッキーはかなり頻繁に来てましたか？
はい。
That's correct.
Did you know that Nikki and Devier were married?
その時ニッキーと息子がビエレと結婚したの知ってましたか？
その時は知ってました。
Yes, I knew at that time.
Okay. I now want to focus on August 6th of 2023.
で、8月6日の23について、焦点を合わせていきます。
You understand that's the day before you found John.
そのジョンを見つける前の日のことも知ってますね。Yes.
Tell me about that day, what you remember.
覚えてることを言ってください。
はい。6時頃ジョンは一人でパッキングしてました。
Around 6 o'clock, 6 p.m.
I believe Unbalanced, since Yoko's second language is English, because she wanted to make sure, and this is, a formal setting, she might have been more comfortable having it translated into Japanese. But she also, was the person to find his body. So maybe it's just more comfortable. And for her to have, to be as comfortable as she can to speak about this, she just said, I would rather hear it in Japanese and that. And I'm glad that the state is working with her, to make this as easy for her as possible, because my heart goes out to her, like, the mom in the Taylor Shabusiness case. I just can't imagine. But I think it's good because the state kind of went on to state this at the beginning of her testimony, that she does understand English, that she and the state have conversed in English, but because she is more comfortable with Japanese, she opted to have an interpreter join her in court just so she could hear it, the way she can most comfortably hear it. And that's fine with me. So, yeah, I'm glad that the state and everyone worked together to make her as comfortable as she could be.
He was packing by himself.
Did John have a truck?
トラック持ってましたか？ Yes.
Did John have a moving trailer attached to that truck?
それにトレーラーがついてましたか？ Yes.
Did John have one set of keys for that truck?
そのトラックは一つのキーしかなかったんですか？ワンセットのトラック。
私は一つしか知らないけど、スペアがあったかどうかは知りません。
As far as I know, he has one key, but that's
でもスペアあったかどうか知らない。
I don't know whether he has a spare key or not.
Okay. Did John carry a wallet normally?
彼は常に財布というものを That's correct.
And you said he was packing his truck alone?
彼が一人でそのパッケージしてたんですか？ That's correct.
Around 6 p.m.?
6時頃ですね。
はい。
Yes.
で、8時頃ニッキーが来ました。
And around 8 o'clock, Nikki came.
Did Nikki come in her own vehicle?
彼女の車で来たんですか？ That's correct.
What type of vehicle was that?
どのような車でしたか？
Is it a small car or an SUV or a truck?
私はその時見てないから知らないけど、後でニッキーの車はバンみたいな車だっていうのは今は知ってます。
I didn't see the car at that time, so I didn't know what type of car he was driving, but she was driving. But now I know she was driving
Okay.
van.
Thank you for clarifying. We don't want to hear anything you learned after. I want to know what you knew at the time.
今のことだけ知って後から知ったことを言わないでくださいって。
So did you know she came in her own car because John was there?
彼女の車で、来たのはジョンがそこにいたからですか？
はい。
Yes.
Okay, but you didn't see the car.
で車は見なかったんですね。No.
Okay. What did they do after Nikki arrived?
ニッキーが来た後、彼らはどういう行動を取りましたか？
8時頃に2人で出てきました。
Around 8 o'clock, 8 p.m., they both went out.
They both left?
Both left.
Do you know which vehicle they left in?
その時どちらの車で？
トラック。
Truck. By truck.
Okay. While John and Nikki were at your home, do you know who was with the girls?
ジョンとニッキーがそこのうちにいるときに誰がその子供さんたちと一緒にいたんですか？
その時知りません。
I didn't know.
Okay. But the girls are not with them.
でも子供さんたちは一緒にいなかった。
い
No.
なかった。
Do you remember what time John and Nikki came back to your home?
帰ってきたのは何時頃ですか？
10時頃。
Around 10 o'clock.
Were the girls with them that time?
その時子供たちはいどこに
ません。いない。一緒にいない。
They were not with the girls.
You were still awake when Nikki and John got there at 10?
10時に帰ってきた時にまだ起きてましたか？ Yes, I woke.
Did you interact with John?
その時ジョンと会いましたか？
会いました。
Yes.
How did he seem to you?
その時彼の状況はどうでしたか？
普通。
Normal.
What was he doing?
彼は何をしてたんですか？
マイクロウェーブの前でなんか料理してました。
He was cooking in front of the microwave.
Where was Nikki?
その時ニッキーはどうだったんですか？
ジョンの部屋にいたと思います。一緒にはいなかった。ジョンの部屋にいた。
I thought she was the John's room.
And is that the lower room where you found John?
Yes.
Okay. After 10 p.m., do you go to bed?
10時以降ベッドに来ましたか？
ベッドっていうか2階に行きました。
Yes, I went upstairs.
Did you go to sleep or did you stay awake upstairs?
その時休みましたか？それとも起きてましたか？
起きてました。
I was awake.
Did you stay awake for several hours?
その後数時間起きてましたか？ That's correct.
Around 1 a.m., did you go back downstairs?
1時頃、午前1時頃下に置いたんですね。
はい。
That's correct.
Okay. So you stayed awake between 10 and 1.
10時から1時の間起きてたんですね。
はい。
That's correct.
During that time, did you hear any yelling or arguing or fighting
その
downstairs?
間に大きなこの喧嘩してるとかそういう音とか聞きましたか？
聞きません。
I didn't hear.
Did you hear any gunshots?
その鉄砲の No.
Anything out of the ordinary between 10 and 1?
通常以外のなんか音とか聞きましたか？
聞きません。
No.
What did you do at 1 a.m.?
で1時に何をしましたか？
ベッドのサイドの時計見てもういないと思ったから下に降りました。
When I saw the 1 a.m. at the clock, I assumed they're gone. Nobody downstairs, so I went down.
Did you expect John to be gone from the home?
その時にもジョンが出てると思ったんです。
はい。
Yes.
Why did you expect that?
なぜそれを予知したんですか
10時に帰ってきた時にちょっと休んでまた出かけるって言ってたから。
He said when he came back around 10 o'clock, he mentioned to her that he will, get out after the short break.
He go out.
He will go out. He will go out. When he came back 10 o'clock, he told her that he will have a short rest and then go out.
And go where?
どこに行くかって
ニッキーの家。
Go to the Nikki's house.
Do you know why?
なぜか分かりましたか？
まだ荷物が残ってたから、それをまたもうちょっと持ってくって。
He said that some his belongings left, so he tried to pick up.
Okay. And he had a bunch of belongings still in the room downstairs,
そ
correct?
の下の部屋にたくさんの彼のそれがたくさん残ってたんですか？
まだ残ってました。
Yes.
When you go down at 1 a.m., what happens?
その時何が起きたんですか？1時に戻られて。
私はキッチンの方に行ったら、ニッキーが部屋から出てきて、ニッキーと会いました。
When she went to the kitchen, she encountered Nikki coming to the kitchen.
And how did Nikki appear to you?
どのように見えましたか？ニッキーがその
なんか
時。
びっくりしたような感じ。
She was she feels that she was surprised.
Surprised to see you?
So,
そうそうそう。
that's correct.
Did you observe?
Yeah, and it's very tricky here for Yoko because as soon as she says, Nikki appeared to me to look, nervous, the defense is going to raise up and say, objection, she's not, an emotional bodyologist or things like that. So she is probably trying to pick her words very carefully. I have no doubt that she has probably replayed these scenes in her head over and over and tried to pick apart anything that she didn't see or, any clue that she might have overlooked. So I imagine that she has thought about that night and running into Nikki many, many times. It's a cat tunnel for the cats for Christmas. You approved it on Black Friday. Mr. Mo is wrapping the gifts, so he's like, what is this and who does it go for? He doesn't agree that he approved the cat tunnel because our cats are fat. We're trying to encourage them to move.
Observe anything weird about Nikki at that point? Did she have any blood on her?
その時に
Anything at all?
彼が血がついてるとかなんかこう様子は分かんなかったんですね。
何にも変わってない。
That's normal. I didn't see anything.
So she appeared startled or surprised to see you?
その時だからあなたは見て驚いたんですね。That's correct.
And what happened when you ran into her? Like what happened next?
その後何が起きたんですか？
彼女は向こうの部屋からステーキの残りとかお皿持ってきて、で私が洗ってあげた。
She brought a couple of dishes, still some food left, and then brought to the kitchen, and she washed, cleaned.
She washed who?
To get Yoko washed.
Yoko-san washed.
Yoko-san.
Okay.
Yeah.
When Nikki brought the dishes, was she bringing them from John's room?
ジョンの部屋から持ってきたんですね。That's correct.
Oh, hell no. I would never in my life. Like, the audacity must have been on clearance that day. They must have been giving audacity away on clearance. How are you going to take a woman's child's life and then hand her dishes to do and then stand there and watch her as she's cleaning off these dishes after you allegedly, though at this point, since this is a past trial, futuristically, adjudicatedly chopped off her son's head and then you made her do dishes for you? Again, double, triple guilty. Send this woman directly to the center of the sun.
Could you see if the light was on in John's room?
その時彼の部屋はライトがついてましたか？ That's correct.
So the light was on?
ライトがついてたんですね。Yes.
Did you talk to Nikki about what John was doing or where he was?
その時にニッキーにジョンはどうしてるんだって聞きましたか？
私は聞かないけど、ニッキーが飲み始めちゃったんで寝てるって言いました。
Yoko-san didn't ask her, but Nikki voluntarily told her that John started drinking, and then went to the bed.
Okay. So you did not ask her about John. She volunteered that John was drunk and went to
だ
bed.
からあなたが来て彼女が言ったんですね。Yes, she voluntarily told her.
Was John a drinker?
ジョンは飲むんですか？
時々飲みます。
Sometimes.
And when he drank a lot.
飲む時はたくさん飲むんですか？
たくさんがどんなかわからないけど、普通にビール飲んでました。
I don't know how much is, but it's normal. I think it's a normal occasional drinker.
Okay, but it wasn't surprising to you that it wasn't weird that John was drinking or she claimed John was drinking. Is that fair?
彼が飲んでる間にそのニッキーがその部屋をクリーニングしてる、そういうものを持ってくるというのはなんか変だと思いませんでしたか？
思わなかった。
I didn't think so.
So not really strange to you at that point.
その時は別におかしくなかったんですね。No.
So you saw the lights were on in John's room. Did you hear anything coming from the room?
その部屋に電気がついてましたけど、そこから何か音とか聞こえましたか？ No.
How long did this interaction with Nikki last?
そのニッキーとのそういうその遭遇はどのくらい続きましたか？
多分15分ぐらい。
About 15 minutes.
Did Nikki go back and forth between the room during that 15
その
minutes?
15分の間に部屋から出たり入ったりしてましたか？
お皿2回ぐらい持ってきたんで。
She brought dishes twice.
And did the lights in that room remain on the whole time?
その間ずっと部屋の電気はついてましたか？
はい。
Yes.
After that 15 minutes or so, did you go back upstairs?
15分終わってその後2階に上がりましたか？
はい。
That's correct.
Did you leave Nikki behind with John?
日記を残して、ジョンと一緒に行って、
はい
上に上がりましたか？
はい。
That's correct.
Was there anyone else in the home other than you, Yoshida, Nikki, and John?
その4人以外に部屋にいた人はいましたか？
いません。
No.
What happened when you went back upstairs?
その2階に上がって、その後何が起きましたか？
何が起きたっていうか本読んでて、
うん
本読んだり YouTube 見てたりしてました。
When I went upstairs, I was watching YouTube and reading the books.
After you went back upstairs, did you hear a noise from downstairs?
2階に上がって何か音が聞こえましたか？
聞きません。
No.
No noise?
音がしなかったんですか？何も。
ね、その時はしません。
At that time, no.
Okay. At some time, did you hear noise later?
その後音を聞きましたか？
ちょっと1時15分頃2階に行って、でそれから寝たんですけど、多分2時頃だと思うけど、よくわかんないけど、犬が庭で鳴いてるのと、なんかドスンと音を聞きました。
Around 2 a.m.
と思うけど。
He assumed that around 2 a.m.
She assumes?
What, 1:15?
アフターフォン1時
1
15
時に上がったんでしょ？
に上がった後寝たんだけど、その後寝てる時に音が聞こえた。大きな。
1:15, she went to the bed, and then around 2 o'clock while she was sleeping, she got some noise. One of them, when the dogs were embarking
庭で。
in the garden, and then other strange noise
Okay.
was heard.
Okay, so let's break that down a little bit. So after 1:15, you're sitting in bed, you're looking at videos or something.
1時15分の後は寝てた。
At 1:15, she went to bed and then sleep.
Okay. So are you saying at 2 o'clock you got woken up by a noise?
2時頃だから
2時頃だと思うんだけど、わかんないけど、寝てる時になんか聞こえた。
While she was sleeping, around 2 o'clock, she's not sure, but around 2 o'clock, she's heard some noise.
What type of noise did you hear at
そ
2
の時
o'clock?
の音は何ですか？
ドスンと。結構大きなドスンと。なんか物が落ちたみたいな。
Something like something dropped from the like shelves, some strange noise.
Okay, was it like a bang?
バンみたいな、そういう感じ。
Something like that.
Okay. You said you heard the dogs too,
犬の鳴き声も聞こえたんですよ。Yes.
and the interpreter used the word garden. Does that mean backyard?
バックヤードでしょ？
そうそう、バックヤード。
Yes, バックヤード。
Okay. Did John have dogs?
ジョンは犬を持ってたんですか？ Yes.
How many dogs did he have?
何匹いたんですか？
その時子犬が生まれたばっかだったんで、大きい犬2匹と成犬ね、それとパピーが2匹。
So 2 adult dogs and 2 puppies, altogether 4.
Were they John's dogs?
それはジョンの。
はい。
Yes.
Where did they normally sleep?
それからこの犬は普通はどこで？
ジョンの部屋。
In the John's room.
Is it normal or was it normal for the dogs to be outside in the middle of the night?
その夜中にこの4匹の犬が外に出てるというのはちょっとおかしいと。
不思議です。
It's not normal.
Okay, so when you heard the dogs barking in the garden or the backyard, that was different than normal.
犬がだからバックヤードで吠えてるというのはもうノーマルじゃないわけですね。
ノーマルじゃない。
It's not normal.
Okay. When you heard the noise and the dogs barking, did you go downstairs or just go back to sleep?
それが聞いた後何が起きたかと思って
寝ちゃった。
went back to sleep.
What time did you wake up in the morning?
で朝何時に起きたんです
8時。
か？8 o'clock. Wake up.
8 a.m.?
8 a.m.
What did you do when you woke up?
起きて何されたんですか？
下に
went downstairs.
キッチン。
kitchen.
Describe what happened next.
その後何が起きたんですか？
階段降りてきたらジョンのトラックが見えたんです。だからあれおかしいなと思って。
When I was using stairs going down, I saw the John's truck through the window, and I feel something strange.
Did you expect John's truck to be gone?
その時はもうジョンはいないと思ってたんですね。That's correct.
What did you do next?
その後何をされましたか？
ジョンに電話しました。
She called the John.
And did he answer?
答えましたか？ No.
What did you do next?
その後何しましたか？
コーヒー作ってまた2階に上がりました。
She prepared coffee and then went upstairs again.
You didn't look in John's room at that time?
ジョンの部屋に行かなかったんですね、その時は。
その時は行ってない。
Didn't go John's room at that time.
After you went upstairs, did you come back down?
また電話して、またもう一回電話して、また降りてきました。でもおかしいなと思って下降りた。
She called him again and no answer, so she feels.
And on a completely other, just more human garbage behavior from Devin, Devin had originally, gone into this trial, indicating that she was going to take a plea deal and save and spare John's mom from having to testify, from, Devier having to testify. She was going to plead guilty and, accept her punishment. But at the very last moment, she decided to try to, out of the blue, accuse Devier of this. So, Yoko and, everyone was probably thinking that they had gotten away with not having to deal with this trauma and talking about this in court. But no, Devin wanted to try to get away with stuff.
Strange, and then went downstairs.
What happened then?
その後何が起きましたか？
ジョンの部屋見たけどいないから、で、また2階行ったのかな？
I looked around the John's room and I couldn't see him. And then 2階行った。Went upstairs again.
Okay. What happened then?
その後は
それで、またちょっとおかしいなと思ってまた降りた。
And then after I went upstairs and I still feel strange, and so she went down again.
Okay. Describe what happened next.
それと
そしたら犬がドギードが出てて庭にいて、でそれ見たら椅子が倒れてて、コンピューターの椅子が倒れてて、あとガレージが開いてた少し。
When he went downstairs, he saw dogs. She saw the dog still outside. The dog's door was closed, and then also computer's chair was fell down, and garage door half open.
Okay, so let's break that down. Did you go down into John's lower room?
ジョンの部屋にYes, ジョンの部屋に行ったんですね。
はい。
And you saw the doggy door was down.
Yes. そうですね。Yes.
There was a computer chair in John's room
ジョンの部屋
overturned.
のコンピューターの椅子が倒れてたんですね。That's correct.
And you said the garage was open. So did you go out the garage door?
ガラージはオープンだったん
で
ですか？
行かない。ガレージの方には行ってない。見えただけ。
I just saw the garage half open, but I didn't go to the garage.
So are you talking about the door from that hallway that leads into the garage?
ホールウェイからガレージに行くドアがオープン
してたね。
Yes.
That was partially open?
それは部分
開いてました。
Could you see through and see the big garage door?
ガレージが全部見えたんですか？She could see entire garage.
Was the big garage door open too?
大きなガレージドアもオープンだった。That's correct.
Did John normally have a lot of tools in the garage?
ジョンはガレージにたくさんの工具を持ってるんですね。That's correct.
A lot of power tools?
パワーツールとかいろんな持ってるんですね。
よく知らないけどあると思います。
I think so.
Did you return back from the hallway into John's room?
それからジョンの部屋に行ったんです。
違う。ガレージからジョンの部屋入れるかって聞いたから入れます。
Yes, can go to the John's room.
Did you lift the chair up that was down?
その時倒れてた椅子をこう起こしたんですか？
はい
Yes.
And then what did you do?
その
でジョンの
後
ベッドもしかして寝てるかと思って毛布でこう全部ラップされてたんです。それでこうちょっと開けたら足が見えたの。
I went to his bedroom, and he was wrapped by the なんだかblanket, and then but she could see that the
I'm going straight to hell, but the fact that closed captions also said blanket, like blanket, might have been one of the only, like, humorous things in this terrible testimony. God bless you, closed captions.
part of she just opened that blanket and then could see that part of that feet.
The feet. Okay, what did you do next?
その後どうしました？
でベッドの方ちょっとこう頭の方に動こうとしたら動いたらたくさんの血を見たんですぐ部屋の方に行って911
She tried to move the other side of the bed, showing a head side, and then before that she saw many bloods.
Many blood?
Many bloods, and then so she went back upstairs and then called
911
911.
Okay. All right.
And Judge, we would move for the admission of one. I don't plan to play it again, but it's a 911 call.
No objection.
One will be a minute.
After you called 911, did the police arrive?
911電話した後に警察が来ましたか？ Yes.
And did they interview you?
そして彼らはインタビューしました。Yes.
はい
And did they search the house for a long, several hours?
そしてうちをずっとサーチ何時間もしましたか？
はい
Yes.
Damn it, JKD Buck. I'm trying to be all serious because y'all know I am neither Jesus nor Oprah, and I have the 12-year-old sense of humor. So thanks for that. Rhinus has a blanket on Charlie Brown. Well, that's it. I'm never going to be able to go to Japan now. Ever.
A couple of days later, did you notice a large knife missing from your kitchen?
そして2、3日後にキッチンから大きなナイフがなくなってるのに気がつきましたか？ Yes.
All right. Thank you, Yoko. I'll pass the witness, Judge.
ありがとうございました。
Yes.
今度この人が質問するね。
そうそう。
Is Your Honor intending on taking a break in about 15 minutes or?
About, yeah. I'll try to give you time to finish that.
Thank you. Good morning, ma'am.
おはようございます。
My name is Robert Draskovich. That's my partner.
Now, I do think that the defense is going to have to tread very carefully here. He has had a pattern of being kind of, well, we're going to call a spade on the eve of Christmas Eve, kind of being a dusty cunt, to any of the witnesses. Now, I can understand his frustration and his general douchey behavior to Deviere because Deviere was using weaponized incompetence against him. So I do understand that he was a bit of a jackass to Deviere, but he has used his weaponized douche energy on nearly every single one of the witnesses during cross. And I don't think the jury is going to like him being a weaponized jackass to this woman. He is going to have to tread incredibly carefully. Now, I do foresee him wanting to bring up that John possibly had a drinking problem. I don't think the mom, regardless of how true that might have been or how much she might have even agreed with that sentiment while John was alive, I don't think she's going to get... I don't think he's going to get her there. And I think that he should try once and then let it go like he did with Mr. Yoshida. But Yoko is kind of integral to him needing to either undermine her testimony or kind of get out that John and Devier were not friends, were not in a good relationship, to, give that reasonable doubt that Devier's there. Now, we know he wasn't successful in it because his defendant did get charged guilty, but he does have to walk an incredibly, tight line here in bringing out some of these sort of bad behaviors or possibly alleged bad behaviors of John and get Devier in there somehow without disrespecting and being a jerkosaurus to the witness. Can he do it? Let's see.
Or Michael Horvath.
ロバートさんとパートナーのマイクさん。
We have never spoken, have we?
今まで話したことないですね。Never.
Just to clarify a couple of things.
ちょっといろいろなことをちょっと明確にしたいですけども。
The girls left your house and went and lived with Nikki, as you know her, in May
ガールが離れて、そしてニッキと住んでたと。
はい。
Correct?
そうですね。
はい。
Yes.
You said it was at the end of school.
学校終わってから。
学校ですね。After the school.
And if I told you that was May 27th of 2023, would you have any reason to disagree with me?
5月27日。
日にちは覚えてないけど、学校が終わってから。
He didn't remember the actual date, but after the school.
This whole summer, before these events, though, the girls were living with Nikki.
その夏の間ずっとニッキーと住んでたんですね。That's correct.
John had been living with you for a long time.
ジョンは長い間一緒に住んでたんですか？
そうです。
That's correct.
And it was understood he was moving out August 1st or August 7th. I'm sorry.
8月1日かなんかに。
8月7日に動くって知ってました。
Yeah, yes, I do.
There had been many discussions that Jonathan was moving out in the weeks or even months leading up to
彼
this
女が
weekend.
彼が移るのにいろんなディスカッションとかあったんですか？
誰と？
ジョンと。
ジョンと私と？まあ動くって聞きました。
I've just heard that he was moving out.
Okay. And we'll get into this a little bit later, but as part of this investigation, you're aware that the police took your phone to analyze its contents.
その間にそのチェックしてる間に警察が陽子さんの携帯を取っていろいろ分析してたっていうのを知ってましたか？
知らない。
I didn't know.
Are you aware that they have copies of your texts?
I'm sorry, what?
Are you aware that they have copies of your texts?
What?
でテキストを
She'll tell you.
私の電話を全部チェックして私のテキストを見てたっていうの知ってましたかって言うから知らないよ。
I didn't know.
Yeah, don't come. He's coming at her like she has openly lied about this. Again, he's trying to ask questions of a mother who came across a grisly crime scene, and she's over here being sweet and giggling with the defense. Don't put on your douche canoe cap. She probably did vent in her text messages, but this woman is not going to badmouth her son at court. So you can bring in the text messages and the jury can look at them themselves, but you're playing kind of a dangerous game trying to get this mother to admit that maybe things weren't all rosy in their family. Like, whose is?
And just as another preliminary matter, Devier lived with you for about 2 to 3 years, correct?
デビエラは2、3年一緒にいたと。
2、3年トータルで
Is that a total or?
When he was 21 on.
1年ぐらいじゃない？
About 1 year.
I think 1, 2.
So if he had said if he had said 2 to 3 years, would you have any reason to disagree with me?
3 yearsはいなかったと思う。
I don't think that she has been 2 or 3 years.
Okay, fair enough. On August 6th of 2023, you were aware Jonathan was moving out, correct? You
8月
saw
6日に出てったのはご存知ですね。
he and Nick
Yes.
moving things.
Oh.
And they had actually been in your home the day before, August 5th, moving things, correct?
8月5日に来たんですか？
8月5日に何をした
I'm sorry, I cannot hear. Yeah.
Yes. Not only on August 6th were they moving things, but they were actually at your house August 5th, moving things.
8月5日には、I don't remember.
Okay. They could have been. Is it possible that you just don't remember right now?
まあ、
それは知らない。
I don't
覚
know.
えてない。
Okay. You don't recall them being there very late on August 5th?
夜遅く来たのを覚えてませんか？彼は8月5日。
ああ、なんか日記来たような気がする。
It might be so.
Okay. After you find Jonathan, you call the police, and the police come to your home, correct?
ジョナサンが電話して警察電話して警察が来ましたね。
意味がよくわかんない。ジョンを見つけたとき警察が来た。
そうですよね。
6日ね。はい。
Yes, that,
I'm sorry, ma'am, is that it? Yes?
yes.
Yes, she's agreeing. And you gave a pretty long...
What was she's a train? She's this defense attorney is such a dingleberry.
long interview with Detective Ozawa and Detective Skinner, correct?
ディテクティブの大沢さんとスキナさんと長い間調査だったと話し合い。Yes.
The interview began, and let me ask you this, that the interview was recorded, wasn't it?
そのインタビューは録音されたんですか？ That's correct.
And they asked you questions?
まあいろんな質問されましたね。Yes.
And you'll agree with me that when they're asking you questions, you're wanting to give them the best information as possible, correct?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
During this interview, you're wanting to give them the best information
そ
possible.
の時に質問されたらもうとにかく一番の正直。That's correct.
You're as truthful as possible.
非常に真実を語ったんです。That's correct.
And you're as detailed as possible.
でいろんな詳細についても覚えてる限りか。Yes.
Obviously, the events that you talk to them about are fresh in your mind, correct?
その人たちと話したことを覚えてフレッシュ覚えてますね。Yeah.
And you'd agree with me that your recollection of events would be far better then than it is now, well, 2 years after these events.
その時の方がもっとこうよく覚えてたわけですね。今2年後だから。
それはそうだけどよく覚えてます。
Still, I remember it pretty well.
Absolutely. And today you testified, I mean, don't hold me to this, Your Honor, but maybe 40 minutes so far, correct?
40分間証言してる。
そんな知ってます？
Give or take. I mean, we're all here, but this interview that you had began at 10:43 and ended at 11:28. Fair to say?
10時43分に始まって11時28分 Today?
When they interviewed you,
最初のインタビュー。
the morning of.
だけど時計今10時10分になってる。
She said the clock is still 10:10.
Okay, so you're pretty specific on time, aren't you?
もう時間に対してはYes.
You are very exact when it comes to time, aren't you?
時間については非常に正確です。
なぜかというとその日は8時とか10時とか時計見てるから。
Because on that day I was frequently watching
Howdy.
the clock.
Thank you, Broken Baker Raiders, for joining us for the last 30 minutes of our 2 hours on this crazy daggone trial. You guys are actually, unfortunately, coming in on some rather heartbreaking testimony. This is the Devin Michaels trial, so this is the state of Nevada. Devin has had an interesting life. Devin was a former adult film star who decided to fall in love with John Willett and had 2 children with him. Now, that's where the story gets a little murky. Now, according to John's son from a previous relationship, Devier, they might have actually been getting together since he was 19 and his half siblings were quite small. But things between John and Devon, well, they fizzled, and Devon moved to Deviere, as you do, marrying him, making him not only his half brother to his stepdaughters, but just all sorts of weird things that I can't even imagine or calculate. This story starts with, well, unfortunately, John's mother, who is on the stand, Yoko Willette, finding her son decapitated, just like the unfortunate mother in the Taylor Shabusiness case. Now she is she is testifying with the help of an interpreter. Her first language was Japanese, and I think with this being such heartbreaking testimony, she felt better and maybe more able to understand all of the questions in Japanese. So we are on the defense cross, where the defense is just testing every single one of my last nerves, because his general just baseline is douche canoe. And there are certain people you don't, show your behind to. And the mother of the victim, who was the first person on the scene, definitely not the one to show your behind to. Now, we do know that because this case was from about a month ago, that all the defense gambits did not work. So let's get back into this.
Okay, so again, you're very conscientious of times, correct?
その時は非常に意識が自分のことについて。That's every day.
Every day.
It's not only
I keep
that day.
forgetting that.
It's my usual character.
Fair enough. You've been provided a copy of the transcript of your interview, correct?
インタビューのそのトランスクリプト書いたもの全部出されましたね。
意味がわからないそれ。
そのインタビューの話した内容を全部内容を裁判所に出されましたよね。
話はしてますけど、ペーパーは何もないけど。
I didn't see any paper about that.
Okay, but it was provided to you was my question.
Provided.
The transcript of your interview, it was provided to you.
Objection.
I didn't clarify.
Yeah, she
その
said she didn't
ト
see
ランスクリプト、その自分が答えた内容について、そのペーパーをもらいましたか？
もらってないです。
No, I didn't see.
I didn't.
Okay, so it wasn't, you didn't see it, and I'm trying to clarify, was it given to you and you didn't read it, or was it never given to
She
you?
said she never seen the
Never seen.
Yeah, never seen is kind of clear.
You testified before a grand jury for this matter, correct?
大シーンにこの
前にね。
出てたんですね。Yes, yes.
And that was in September 21st of 2023, correct?
9月21日の23年にしたんですね。
日にち覚えてないけどしました。
Yes, I did, but I don't remember the exact date.
Okay. If I told you it was that date, would you have any reason to disagree with me?
I don't know, you're kind of
I
giving me
said,
douche
if I
vibes,
told you it was
yes.
that date, September 21st, 2023, would you have any reason to disagree with me?
この日にちを言いましたけど、覚えてない理由とか何かあります
日にちは覚えてません。
I don't remember the exact date, but I remember that I was on the grand jury.
Okay. And this, now so there's two. Turning your attention now to the interview, August 7th.
8月7日のそのインタビューについて話しましょう。
はい。
It was in English,
英語でしたね。Yes.
and you were asked questions by Detective Ozawa and Detective Skinner, correct?
小沢さんとそのYes.
はい。
Howdy, howdy. Lori, sorry, my brain is gone.
You had told the detective in that interview that this sound was dogs barking, and that was at 3 a.m., correct?
その時にその犬が鳴いたのは3時だと。
いや3時って言ってないと思う。2時頃だと思う。でも寝てたから。
I don't think I said 3 o'clock, but while I was sleeping, so
2時頃だと思う。
I still believe that around 2 o'clock.
3時って言ってないと思う。
Hey, ma'am, I'm going to read your statement.
言ったことを
Counsel,
読む
page 3, line 62. Then this morning, then last night, like at 3 a.m., I heard a dog barking in the yard, correct?
それに書いてあるんですって。
で言ったか覚え、それはちょっとわからないけど。
You said that to the detective the morning of.
でも覚えてない。
I don't remember.
でも
You're very conscientious at time, and obviously this is close to the
非常に
innocent
時間に対し
question,
て
correct?
貴重な面のある意味があったということです。
でも寝てたから覚えてない。
I was sleeping.
But you told the detective it was 3 a.m. when you heard the dogs barking, and that was unusual, correct?
だから3時だから非常にアンニュージャルだと
でも
思ってた。
3時とは覚えてない。でも寝てる時に聞いたことは確か。
I've heard while I was sleeping.
And this is all that he should do. If there are points that he wants to, throw out that her testimony has changed from the grand jury, or like Devier, there is the first time that, we hear about, new evidence coming out the day they testify. He can bring that out and just kind of let it there and lay it on the table and then let it go, because the jury, if they're paying attention, are going to notice a pattern of the witnesses maybe remembering certain things when they're on the stand, and it's going to be up to them to decide whether these remembrances are genuine or fabricated. So, but he does this like little Daryl Brooks thing when he gets an answer he doesn't like, or they say they don't remember, and he kind of does this little like, I see what's going on here. The state done coached its wit. The problem is that you can make those allegations, but Yoko and Yoshida have done nothing but seemed like they were trying to genuinely tell the truth as much as they could. I think Devier, he had a bigger chance to sway the jury with, he is hiding this part. He is, willfully lying in the grand jury about his relationship. Could he have been or lying about something else? I just think that he is probably going to bomb this cross-examination of how to, sensitively cross a mother of a victim. And have a great lunch, Wolfram.
You would agree with me that through the course of this case, you learned that Nikki left your house at 2:04 a.m., correct?
この中で2時4分にニッキーが家を出たということを知りましたか？
私は何時に彼女が帰ったか知らない。
I don't know what time she left.
Okay. But at the time, the morning after, you said that at 3 a.m. you were woken up and the dogs were barking. Fair?
だから
I just read it to you.
今、そう言われてもその日の朝に小沢さんと話したけど覚えてよくわからない。多分そう言ったかもしれないけど時間はわからない。
I don't remember 3 o'clock, or I might say that, but it's not clear.
That's right, ね、その後すぐ後だったから殺された後だったから。
だから
よくわからない。
Right after what had happened, so I don't remember.
Okay. And when you talked to detectives, you didn't talk about some bang or anything, did you? That's new today.
その時にポンという音がしたということは言ってなかったですけど、それを今日言われたのは新しい発見なんですけど。
覚えてだけどそれはほら殺されてすぐのことだったから動転してたかもしれない。
That was right after the accident, and my emotional situation was a little bit, unusual.
Understood, and that's your testimony today. Are we?
And all he had to do was say, understood, I will let the jury decide what to make of this. And yeah, typically memories closer to the event, but when you are in a high stress, fight or flight sort of situation, the chemical kind of neurotransmitters that lead to that heightened fight or flight situation are the same neurotransmitters that are needed to kind of properly encode memory. So humans, honestly, biologically, are have a very difficult time recording memories accurately when they are highly stressed. So that doesn't surprise me that there might be certain things that she only remembers now. And it's very possible, to play devil's advocate on the defense, that she didn't hear a bang. And now she thinks she hears a bang because she so wants, Devin to go to jail. But that's for the jury to decide whether she heard a bang she really did or didn't. And unfortunately for the defense, she's coming off as very self-deprecating. She's saying, I'm not arguing with you. I could have, this is what I'm remembering today. This is how I remember it today. So I think that she's doing a good job, but the defense does have to point out that there are discrepancies, that there are things that are coming out in her testimony today that she's never brought forward before. So, to his credit, he does have to bring these things out. He just doesn't have to be such a, pernicious little twat about it.
Fair to say?
まあ今日はね、証言初めてですもんね。Yes.
But this wasn't the first time that you were asked about time being woken up and what you heard that night, correct?
でその時に起きて、で音がしたわけですね。Yes.
You testified before a grand jury, a group of people kind of like this, in a prior proceeding, correct?
こういう人たちの陪審の前で話したんですね。Yes.
And you told that grand jury, page 65, that on the night in question, you were woken up by the dogs barking at 3 a.m.
And I didn't wake up. 起きてはない。ただちょっと聞いただけ。
Oh, actually, I didn't wake up. I've heard while I was still half sleeping.
So you agreed now that it's still 3 o'clock on two separate occasions.
3時かどうかは知らない。
I'm not sure whether it's 3 o'clock or...
Page 64. So you went upstairs, right? And if anything, did you hear after that, around 3 a.m. in the morning, where the dogs are barking in the yard, and you agreed, correct?
3時に犬がいたと泣いたと言ってますけど、それに
じゃあ3時っていうのはちょっとわからない。泣いたのは聞いてたけど、3時っていうのは覚えて。
I've heard that the dog barking, but I don't know if it's 3 o'clock or not.
Okay. But in both occasions, you say that this was unusual, didn't you? Dogs barking at 3 a.m.
まあ3時に2時とか3時でとにかくunusualですね。Yes.
And you are noticing where this having the translator so she can hear in Japanese and being able to understand English is kind of biting her right now, because she does have to wait, to let little Snarky Pants, the lawyer, ask his question, and then the translator translate it. And no, the problem, or the reason it was unusual, is that John typically never let his dogs out at night. They were typically going to be in his room or in his area. So it was not normal for them to be out in the backyard. So, but she was at that state of sleep where it's like, it's abnormal, but I'm not going to get out of bed. Like, the house is not on fire. I will deal with it in the morning. And I'm sure she kicks herself for not going down and checking, when the dogs were there. I'm sure this is not something that's easy for her to say, yeah, I was half asleep, I didn't go down. And probably, thank goodness she didn't go down, because I doubt that Nikki would have had any compulsion at stopping with John if Yoko got in her way. So her probably staying in bed probably saved her life. Just speculation, of course. I'm not like a doctorologist or an expertologist, but it does seem very likely that had Yoko surprised Devin during her, Ed Gein's arts and craft or her Taylor's Business starter pack, activities, there would have been probably more violence that night. It's not a stretch of the imagination.
So just so we're clear, this idea of 3 a.m. has been talked about on two prior occasions that we're aware of, correct? In your interview and during your grand jury testimony, correct?
一応3時に最初のインタビューとグランド買収の時に3時だということを言った。
言ったけど覚えてない。
I don't remember.
Okay. And during the grand jury proceeding, when the prosecutor told you or asked you about 3 a.m., you didn't disagree, did you?
その時に検察側が3時に行ったという言ったはずですけども、覚えてるんですか？
いや、3時にって言われたことないと思う。
I never been told that 3 o'clock from the prosecutors.
But you'll agree with me on both instances when you talked about this noise in the middle of the night. It was the dogs barking and it was unusual. Fair?
犬が聞こえてるのはunusual. Yes, I agree.
Today you talked about when you came downstairs and it was at 1 o'clock. You said that you saw Nikki and she seemed surprised, correct?
その下に降りた時にニッキーがその人に驚いたということを言われましたね。Yes.
You didn't talk about her looking surprised or startled on August 7th, 2023, did you?
8月7日にそれについて驚いたとかそういうこと言わなかった。
驚いたかあったとは言いましたけど、驚いたって言ったかどうかは分からない。
I don't remember what I said or not, but I told them that I met her.
Okay, yes, you said that you spoke. The point I'm making is you didn't say she was startled or surprised, did you? When you were interviewed by the police.
驚いたということは言わなかったかもしれない。
かもしれない。覚えてない。
It might have been that way, though.
And when you testified before the grand jury on September 21st, 2023, you didn't talk about Nikki being startled or surprised either, did you?
その時もそのニッキー驚いたように見えたというふうに言わなかったんじゃないですかと。
覚えてません。
I don't remember.
What the hell was the judge doing? She's zoning out. I mean, her eyes bugged out. Watch the judge is
I
like,
don't remember.
oh, this judge is getting pissed off at the lawyer too. The judge is like, don't make me take an eyeball out, rolling it so hard.
On your interview on August 7th, you talked about after saying at 3 a.m. the dogs are barking, you go back to sleep, you wake up at 8 a.m. and then you go downstairs, correct?
8月7日に3時頃目が覚めて、そして8時頃下に降りたというふうに言いましたけど、覚えてますか？
覚えてます。
You don't talk about. I'm sorry. You'll agree? Are you agreeing with me?
3時でいいですね。
Could you wait for the interpreter to they're conversing and then the interpreter will take his eyeballs and stop looking at Yoko and then look at you and then he will say she said, well, actually he'll probably turn around and said he said, but I think that's because there are no gender specific pronouns, as I am princess was telling us in very formal Japanese. But yes, the interpreter will look at you like all other human interactions to indicate that he is talking to you. And then he will say what Yoko said. Good Lord, the audacity on this lawyer.
Yes.
Didn't talk about seeing his truck and being surprised or anything like that, did you? You didn't talk about being surprised at seeing Jonathan's truck in front of the yard.
その彼のトラックを見た時も驚いたりとかしなかったんですか？
だからいないと思ってたのにトラックあったからおかしいなと思いました。
When I saw that his truck, usually not there, I was not there.
But I'm talking about the statement, the accurate statement that you agreed with that you gave to the police on August 7th. You didn't talk about being surprised about Jonathan's truck.
その時警察のあれではその時にそのトラックがいなかったら驚いたとは言わなかったと。
覚えてない。
I don't remember.
Okay. You did talk to the police that morning the kids were supposed to start school over at Nikki's house, correct?
その時にその子供はニッキーの家から学校に行くということをしてたんです。Yes.
Oh, it looks like she had a brush.
Yes, ma'am. Is that a correct statement?
それは正しいんですね。Yes, correct statement.
You told the police on August 7th when you came downstairs things were a mess, correct?
その8月7日のその警察に下が非常にもう混乱してたというふうに言われました。
そう言った覚えないけど、どういう意味でメスっていうの？
I don't remember. She wants to know what the mess means.
Ma'am, you stated, and I'm referring to page 11, of the voluntary statement, lines 415 through 418. So I don't know about it because this morning I went downstairs. Two chairs were upside down. So messy downstairs. And those were your
2つ
words.
のチェアがさこうやって飯だったって。
Yeah, where in my house, that's just how things normally look because we are trying to teach our feral boy children that one does not have to, push back from the table with such force that they knock over a chair. We are attempting to domesticate our wild feral boys. So that looks like a normal mealtime, aftermath in my house, but that might be chaos in her house. So I get it. That the defense is grasping at straws.
メスって言ったかもしれない。もう覚えてない。
I don't remember.
Okay, but are you going to disagree? Actually, let me ask you this. May I approach the witness?
Yes.
Show me page 11.
このトランスクリプト見せる。
Upside down. Chairs are upside down. So messy downstairs. Pick up a chair and hit it. なんだかわからない。覚えてないそれは。
I don't remember.
メスっていうのは何だろう。
Do you agree with me? Your memory was far better the morning, August 7th, than it would be now, correct?
1月7日ですね。の一応トランスクリプトです。
じゃあ部屋が汚れてたってことかな。よく覚えてないそれは。
I might, so that might, that the room was very dirty.
Maybe.
And then I say messy.
And your words, man. I'm not putting words in your mouth. Your words that two chairs were upside down, correct?
2つのチェアがこうやってる。
2つかな。1つは覚えてる。もう覚えてない2年前のことで。
Since 2 years ago, I don't remember. It might have been 2 chairs, but I remember the 1 chair was fell down.
Okay, so now you remember the one chair, but at the time you said 2, correct?
コレクトかどうかっていうか覚えてない。
I
2
don't
年前の
remember
こと。
2 years ago. Yeah.
Again, while I get where the defense is going with this, he could have picked 1 or 2 things and just said, are you sure? You said 2 chairs here. You've said 1 chair here. What do you remember today? And again, you put it in front of the jury kind of passively that her story has had small changes. Now, all the state has to do to rehab this as soon as Douche Canoe sits down is, are you doing your very best to tell the truth as you remember it today? And, the interpreter turns to Yoko, they talk, and she does her sweet little giggle thing, like, and, just says, I'm trying to be honest. And then that cleans it up. Again, the jury, I think, is going to go at or understand with this witness, you have a highly traumatized mother who may not have the clearest recollection and may not, want to dig into all of the, maybe failings that our son had. So basically, he is doing his job, but there are ways to do it without being an insufferable jackass.
Fair to say that there appeared to be some signs of a struggle.
その時になんかここ戦ってる様子とか、なんかこう揉めてる様子とか、その見るの。
っていうか椅子が倒れてて、だから何があったかわからないけど椅子は倒れてた。
So the chair fell down, and I don't know what had happened, but that's the fact that the chair.
In this point in time, and I don't mean to beat this, but 2 chairs. You said 2 chairs, correct?
2つのチェア。
それも覚えてない。
No, you do, in fact, mean to beat this dead damn horse. Again, you pedantic little butt. Let me explain something to you. The jury didn't look at Yoko and say, oh, 1 chair, 2 chairs, I guess green chair, blue chair, your client's not guilty. No, because your client was basically left all the damn evidence.
I don't remember.
1つは絶対に覚えてる。
1 chair, surely I remember it.
But you read here and it says 2 chairs, and those are your words, correct?
2年前のことは覚えてる。
I don't remember it 2 years ago.
The police officers followed up. Which room were the chairs overturned in? Again, plural. And you said in the same room, Jonathan's
その
room, the family
そ
room.
う同じ部屋で2つのチェアが倒れた時にポリポリスになったと。
2つかな。2つかな。覚えてない。
I don't remember.
Okay. And at that point in time, you're asked what John does. You say he's a handyman, but you never talked about power tools, correct?
パワーツールについて何も言われませんでしたけど、ジョン
Because I'm guessing again, she doesn't have to specify. This isn't modern Hollywood, where instead of thinking that us, the audience, have a modicum of intelligence, no, we have to exposition dump everything and have the characters basically say, I am sad because so and so betrayed me. Acolyte, I'm looking at you just for. No, handyman kind of implied in there is that he's gonna have flippin' flapjack power tools. You enormous pedantic jackass.
ジョンはですね、ハンディマンだから、まあ、でもそういうのは結局、まあ、
まあ持ってたと思うけど知りません。
I don't know what the power tool is he might have.
I don't know.
Same. That's why the cops come in and ask me if Mr. Mo has a certain power tool. I'm gonna be like, look, he has a whole room. I try to keep the young ferals out of it. I don't touch his stuff. I don't play with power tools. So I have no idea. First of all, I'd make sure the cops have a warrant. We talk to our lawyers, all that jazz. But yeah, I wouldn't look. I'm on Team Yoko here, which is something I never thought I'd say, but not that Yoko. I'm on Team Yoko here. I'd not have a clue. I'd not have the foggiest F word what exact tool count Mr. Mo has. So I'd just say he has a lot of tools. Well, the defense attorney thinks that wearing a three-piece suit makes him look awesome.
Okay.
And again, the jury, it is not going to be lost on the jury that this woman, this sweet woman who has done nothing but smile and try to be as dignified as she can on the stand, gave this man this look. Okay, it's not going to be lost on all of humanity that this woman is trying to figure out how to poison this man with MSG. Okay? So
At this point in time, you do remember the girls' ages, correct?
Mm-hmm.
At this point in time, when you give the interview, you remembered your granddaughter's ages, correct?
その時の年は知ってますか？魔王の年は。
知ってますよ。
Yes.
They were 7 and 9.
7歳と9歳。
その時、今13歳だから、そう23年2年前、9と7歳、と思う。
I think so.
Through this interview, and I'll just talk for a bit about this August 7th, 2023 interview.
we are actually going to pause here. I did promise Mr. Mo that we would take our scary, life-threatening, I'm just kidding, our foray into the Walmart the day before Christmas Eve, so Christmas Eve, to do final cookie supply buying and all of the, last-minute stuff. So I did promise I would be done at noon today. I will be doing Mornings with Mo tomorrow. I am planning on getting all the kids and doing cookie baking, so I think I will only be doing Mornings with Mo unless, I happen to get a couple free hours in the evening. So I will be on tomorrow morning. I'm probably most likely taking all of Christmas off unless I'm feeling super froggy. But I will be making a video with my costume haul. I've got a whole, I've basically got my rolling garment hanger holder cart full of costumes to show you guys because along with the fake Laura Owens pregnant belly, I've got so many different costumes that Mr. Mo approved to his great chagrin, but so much stuff to show you, and that's what I will be giving you guys for Christmas. So I'm going to get off of here now, and so Hill on top, I am making biscotti because I may or may not. I used to love to bake, but now being on my feet, so I've got way too much almond flour in my freezer. So I'm going to make some biscotti, uh, regular cream cheese, sugar cookies, and then probably chocolate chip cookies and s'mores bars. We are basically going to be living on diabetes for the rest of the holiday break. Uh, yeah. I really wish I didn't have to go, but I don't feel look, I don't feel lazy enough or indulgent enough to make someone else do my shopping for me, like the Walmart delivery. I still feel enough shame, like puritanical, like inborn, like Puritan, pilgrim shame, that if I'm not having a really, really terribly, horribly bad pain day, like I physically cannot walk at all, then getting Walmart delivery just seems like the height of laziness to me. So, almond flour to keep it fresh because almond flour is extremely expensive. I was wanting to do a bunch of macarons, but those are fiddly, and I have no desire to deal with fiddly stuff tomorrow, especially with the kiddos' help. If it were the older girls' help, we could probably get away with more fiddly cookies, but being that the young ferals will be helping, we just don't have the patience for macarons. We don't. Or macaroons. Look, either of which we won't be making. So I will see you guys in a little bit. I am sending you over to Dolly. He is doing court roulette, so you'll be able to hang out and possibly see Judge Simpson and our other favorite judges dealing with sovereign citizens or what have you. So go give him some love, hang out with Dolly. As you're doing your Christmassy stuff, I'll probably be listening in as I go through the Walmart to protect myself from the peopling. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas if I don't see you. And for those of you for whom Christmas is not a happy time, I do hope that, in a small way, your day will be really good, even if Christmas is not an easy time for you. I hope that there are just moments of brightness, even in a not so easy time. So I will see you all tomorrow. Bye, you guys.